Good Friday morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 1 to 2.5 forecast. More clouds, more showers and thunderstorms today. High temperatures in the mid-80s. Heavy rain is possible and maybe a severe thunderstorm. Showers and thunderstorms will be more isolated tonight. Mostly cloudy skies, low to mid-70s. A 30-40% coverage of showers and thunderstorms over the weekend, partly to mostly cloudy. That means we'll get some sunshine. Highs over the weekend near 90. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 1 to 2.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Natalie Powell. A 3-day peaceful protest has started at Hong Kong's airport. Demonstrators dressed in black want to alert international travellers to their demands for greater freedoms. Restrictions in Indian-administered Kashmir have been eased, according to officials, as India's Prime Minister defends his decision to remove the region's autonomy. And China has issued a red alert over Typhoon Lekima.
It's 9:01.
Community Conversations is brought to you by Arkansas Early Learning, offering no-cost childcare in Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas. Applications at arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning and happy wet, rainy Friday to everyone out there. I hope that you're having a great start to your day despite the rain. I am joined this morning by 3 wonderful people from the Foundation of Arts. I used to go and call it the Foundation of the Arts. Finally learned the right term. Thank you all for braving this weather and joining me on this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
All right, so we're just going to get right into, well, first we want to do some introductions. I know you all have been here before, but we're just going to get right into some introductions. And ladies first, sorry.
No problem.
So go around.
My turn first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My name is Christy Pulliam. I am the Executive and Artistic Director at the Foundation of Arts and Chief Sink Cleaner.
It's a joke.
It's a little place, and so we all do everything.
Absolutely. Well, good morning. My name is Samantha Parker. I am one of the teachers at the Foundation of Arts, as well as our lead costumer and one of our staff show directors, among all of my other jack of all trade things that I pitch in with there.
And I will say your costumes are, like, your sewing skills are amazing. But
Thank you.
Costumes are amazing.
I am Ian Buchanan. I am a customer service associate at the Foundation of Arts, actor,
assistant
director,
Yeah.
just a little bit of everything,
Alrighty then. So,
A little bit of everything.
So your job title doesn't even begin to explain what you actually do.
Not in the least.
Not for anyone that FOA.
All right. I want to say good morning to the people. Ms. Rebecca Evans, Mr. Frank Lisinski, Dr. Sharice Jones Branch, Ms. Christy Mathis Conway, who says, "Hey everyone."
Hey, Christy.
Hello.
All right. So we're going to get into some programming and updates. Summer's over. You had a lot of different shows going on, and so now you're gearing up for the fall and getting ready for the kids to come back in full force. So
Full force.
Wait, are we gearing up for the kids? Wait a minute.
Well,
we just saw the kids.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Haven't been gone that long.
Just a little 2-week break for us to get our sanity back, and then we'll jump back into the fall
Jumping back in.
semester.
Yeah.
all right, so I want to backtrack just a little. What was the last production you all hosted or presented or?
Well, it was our Young Artist Theater.
Okay.
Our Young Artist Theater is an intensive camp for kids.
Okay.
And they learn, all kinds of things. And then they put on a show as well. So that was at the end of July and the first weekend in August. We had 2 camps there.
Okay.
So that was actually our last production. But our last public production that had everybody, I guess
That was Mamma Mia.
Okay.
Yes.
Directed by the wonderful Christy Pulliam.
Yeah, I've seen.
Says a few and then
Now,
all the others.
I've seen the movie.
Mhm.
Was
Yes.
it originally a stage play before it became a movie, or was it just based off a song by the group Queen?
Well, it was actually originally
ABBA.
a stage play,
Okay.
ABBA, Had the music.
Sorry.
Yes. And then then it became a movie, and then of course it had a resurgence on the stage.
Okay.
So yeah.
Awesome. So did any of you
Absolutely.
participate in the play?
I was not on stage for Mamma Mia. I did do some of the costuming for it. And so it was, it's always fun to be a part in some way and see everything come together.
The outfits that I love the most are the ones, I guess, the throwback, the bell-bottom jumpsuit.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Yes, compliments of Samantha.
So, great job. So you were
Thank
still
you.
on stage and
Yeah. I think one of those outfits actually came out of my closet.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Rachel closet then. Alrighty, so Mamma Mia just wrapped up. So you've taken a break, and so tell us what's next.
Well, our season actually starts tonight.
Oh, okay.
We're super, super excited about it.
Yeah.
We open with Doubt in stage 2, starring the wonderful Samantha, and it's a smaller cast, but it's an excellent cast.
Okay.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Nancy Owens, who just came off of Mamma Mia, playing was it Donna? Which was the lead character in Mamma Mia, will be with us in this show as Sister Aloysius. If you're not familiar with Doubt, you may remember the film that came out in 2008 with Meryl Streep, Amy Adams, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and the amazing Viola Davis. About a nun who suspects that one of the priests in the school where she is principal is possibly engaged in some inappropriate behavior with the school's only African American student. It's set in 1964. So clearly I play the boy's mother.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say much more than that. Yes. We want to make sure that the audience has something to wonder about.
Okay.
Which is why the play is called Doubt. Because there are a lot of questions. There's a lot of suspicion and wonder. Exactly what happened, what didn't happen.
So do you think that if people have seen, I had never heard of it until now, but if people have already watched the movie and familiar with that storyline, does the play, we all know that plays and movies don't always correlate.
Mm-hmm.
Does the play in any way correlate?
It is very similar.
Okay.
It's essentially the same storyline. However, of course, movies they add more elements because they have a lot more flexibility than the stage.
Okay.
But I think, honestly, seeing the play will have a deeper impact on the audience. I saw the movie back when it came out, and I felt one way about the outcome. And now that I've read the play and really been engaged in it, I come to a much different aha moment.
Okay, awesome.
Interesting.
All right, so please keep us informed, and I'll be stalking Facebook to see when the release date of that is and when tickets are available. We want the community to come out as a whole. Now, would this be a kid-friendly play?
No.
Okay.
Not this.
I would say,
we
you
have
really,
several in
yeah.
the season that are, but
I would say parents, if you feel your teenager is mature enough to handle the subject matter, then, again, that's your decision.
Okay.
But I would not recommend bringing your 5-year-old, your 4-year-old, your 10-year-old to the show. But like we said, we open tonight.
Perhaps most because they would just
be bored.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not
a musical
about a language issue or anything like that. It's not that.
There's no color and dancing and singing.
No,
Right,
nothing that will really keep a younger child engaged. But we open tonight, and we run tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
And so tickets are available now online or in our art center. Our box office is being remodeled right now.
Okay.
So come to the art center at 328 South Main if you want to buy tickets in person. But yeah, definitely, this is not a show that you want to miss.
Okay. We're going to say good morning to a few people. Ms. Carnisha Hood. She says Mia was Mama Mia was the best. And I think her daughter was her.
Yes, she was, and she was so amazing.
Okay. And then one of the daughters, Sharice Jones Branch, she says Nancy Owens is my Zumba instructor.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Awesome. So
Small
go
world.
out and support this performance. And I mean, these are local artists, you know, doing their thing. And so please go out and support. I mean, support the arts in general, because it plays such an impact. It has such an impact on your life, on everyone's life, especially children.
Yeah.
In more ways that we can probably put into work.
Absolutely. Now, I want to mention, just for a quick moment, it's an ensemble cast. There are two other wonderful people in this show. Joe James, who plays Father Flynn, and a lovely young lady by the name of Natalie, whose last name I'm blanking on right this moment. Stuckley. But she plays just a really great young Sister James with this wonderful ideals. I mean, she's just so cute. You just love her.
All right, so adults, couples, whoever, make it a date night. Find a babysitter.
Absolutely.
Saturday and Sunday as well, not just tonight.
Okay. Go after church, find a babysitter. And,
The matinee on Sunday is at 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m. Okay. All right. So that play comes out, and then I know you all don't do things slow. So
Not at all.
so it's going to be rolling out the gate again.
Well, this weekend, leading up to that great lead-in, this weekend we actually have auditions for our next two productions.
Okay.
Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. We're having auditions for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat and Matilda, the musical. So those will be our next two productions, respectively. Joseph will show at the end of September. We'll have that running September 27th through the 30th, and then also October the 1st. And Matilda will run October 25th through the 28th.
So for those who may not know and who may be considering auditioning, I just might give them the push they need to give us a little bit, without giving away the whole storyline, give us a little bit of insight into Joseph and the Technicolor Code.
Well, Joseph is based, of course, on Scripture.
Okay.
On the scriptural Joseph, and Jacob, his father, and Joseph and all of his brothers, and the whole story of how his brothers try to kill him. He gets whisked away in slavery to Egypt, and then ends up being somewhat of a savior of all of the Israelites, and because of a famine, and it's a beautiful story. But what's fun about Joseph is that it's also it's so quirky. It's so, the music is just so much fun. So it definitely addresses all of Joseph's issues and trials and tribulations, but it's in a way that originally, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice were they got together and they were actually writing a show for what we would call now like VBS. So it's geared toward kids.
Okay.
But of course it's taken a life of its own, and now it's bells and whistles and choreography and really fun stuff. It's one of the most popular shows we've ever done.
And I know that the code is kind of the star of the show in essence. Are you responsible for making your own costume also for this production?
Well, what we typically do, and I will not be costuming Joseph because I will be costuming Matilda. We do have contract costumers who come in and do shows. And we have a lovely lady who will be costuming Joseph. We have a costume closet, and we typically work from there first and see what we have in our stock. And then for pieces that we don't have or anything that's particularly special, we might make. I mean, the artist in me always wants to make at least one new piece for a show.
Okay.
So, and occasionally, depending on our time crunch, because as you see, we roll these shows out pretty quickly, we may have to outsource costumes from shops elsewhere, which we did for Beauty and the Beast and for a couple of pieces for Mamma Mia.
Do you? I'm all about upcycling. Do utilize the local secondhand store?
Oh yes, absolutely. A lot. Of course, being a nonprofit, we have limited budgets. This is not Broadway. We don't have big producers, though we do have some sponsors that come in, and they're wonderful. So we look to volunteers to donate items. Actors sometimes have things in their own closets. I think I've only, as far as shows I've been in, I've only been in 2 shows where I did not wear something out of my own closet. But we do, it's a process.
Okay.
And we even take some of the things that we already have and transform them into something completely different.
And then if you're extra like me,
yes,
you spend $100 on fur just so you can have the best Baloo costume that has ever been made.
Yes,
he did. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. No.
Trust me. But hey.
We have a message from Andy Shapley.
Hey.
He says, Samantha, tell people about stage 2.
Okay. Stage 2 is another locale that we have on what I like to call our forum, our foundation campus. And stage 2 sits on the corner of Main and Monroe, right next to our arts center. It is a lovely space that we use to hold classes during our semesters, our teaching semesters. And it also serves as basically what is known as a black box theater. It's much smaller than the forum. We seat typically about 60 people. So if you want tickets to that, you need to get them very quickly.
Almost halfway gone.
Yes, because we do sell out very quickly there. It's a very intimate setting. Unlike when you're going into the forum or maybe even to the Orpheum or a larger theater like that, where you're sitting a few feet back from the stage. In stage 2, you are almost a part of the action. The actors and things that are going on in the show are right there. You could almost reach out and touch. We don't want you to, but you could. That is how close it is. The first production I saw there was 12 Angry Men, and we were in the round. And when we had a break, the audience was encouraged to get out of their seats and examine the evidence, and maybe try to make a decision as to what they thought this jury was going to decide. So when I say you're there and you're in the action, you are there in the action. It's a very, very different and almost immersive experience to see a show in stage 2.
So is the production area like level to the floor, or is it actually still on stage?
It's level.
Oh, okay.
So it's everyone is sitting in chairs, and
it's one big room.
It's just one big room.
Everyone is sitting around the actors and the storytelling.
And
that would make a great space for another type of. We see those parties we put together, those mystery parties, or I don't know exactly what they're called, but they would probably make a great space for something similar, or just an intimate event.
We actually did a production of Clue last year in stage 2, so that was exactly the type of situation that you're referring.
And later in the season, we'll be doing Fences.
Okay. Now, I know the movie came out a few years ago. Was that also a stage play before?
Yes. It was an August Wilson stage play, and it was one of the just most gripping and amazing stories. James Earl Jones played the lead in the original stage production, and of course everyone knows that he is just the greatest.
He'll be the best person to play it until I get the role. No, I'm just joking. Hey. I'm just joking.
It's all about the audition. All about the audition.
Put that on your vision board and make it happen.
And while we're talking about auditions, that's really the purpose for us coming today, is to let everyone know, come out, audition. It's a fun process. It's not anything. Well, I say it's not anything intimidating. Sometimes it can be, but overall, you're going to have a great experience. And I always say this, and this is a conversation that me and Christy and Samantha always have. you can't be cast in a production if you don't come audition. We can't walk out on the street and say, oh, hey, you come play this role. Mm-hmm. Or, hey, you come play this role. There is a certain percentage. Can I say that?
Sure.
Okay. There's a certain percentage of every cast that the director is encouraged to have new people fill those roles.
Brand new people to the forum stage.
Right. Now, if we don't have brand new people that come out, we can't fulfill that percentage. But we would love to. Mamma Mia was representative of that. It was so many new people. When I was doing the shadow box, I was like, man, I don't have any of these pictures hardly. It was so many new people in that production, and it was so many people who may have not done it in a while that came back, and so we're looking for new faces to fill those roles. We want a rainbow, a tapestry of new and old mixed together. So I am really, really encouraging everyone to just come out. I mean, Joseph has probably like 40, 50 roles.
50 roles.
Yeah. If you are a man, especially.
Women too, and kids.
But we got those the 12 brothers and all. Yeah, there's 12 brothers, and then there's Jacob and Joseph and Potiphar and Pharaoh and all of that. And the thing I like about Joseph is every genre of music just about is in this one.
Yes.
There's a country song, Elvis type.
There's reggae.
There's reggae. There's calypso. There's
Elvis.
pop.
Yes, Elvis.
It's a little bit of everything.
Wow.
So come out. We can't cash you, and we want to cash you. We want there to be new people.
Seriously, all the time.
We want it, and that's not a race thing or anything. We want everyone to come out and experience what it is to be a part of a creative family, an organic family that grows. I have met friends that I will have for a lifetime by just coming out and auditioning.
All right, we're going to put a pause right there. When we come back, we'll pick up this conversation. I want to say good morning to Sean and David Johnson. Thank you for checking in. Everyone share this video. Audition Saturday at 10, Sunday at 2 p.m. Joseph in the Technicolor coat. And Matilda, we'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Do your kids know how to manage money? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. So many people are deep in debt and low in savings. Nearly 30% of Americans report having more credit card debt than emergency savings. Why? One reason is that many people were never taught how to handle their money. Maybe it's time to break the cycle and teach our kids the importance of managing money well. Here are 7 tips for teaching kids about money. First, be sure they know that it's just money. At the end of the day, your kids should understand that money cannot buy love, happiness, or friendships. For more tips for teaching your children about handling money, check out allprodad.com. Remember, your family first.
Want to connect with Mark on Twitter? You can. Follow him at twitter.com/Mark Merrill.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Family Minute is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a non-profit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Help keep KLEK on the air. We are seeking 100 donors to give at least $20 per month, but we are happy with any gift, large or small. Come by our studio at 1411 Franklin Street in Jonesboro. Call us at 870-277-1080 or visit our website, klekfm.org, or you can use Cash App, $KLEKFM, or text KLEK1. Send it to 44321.
House of Details, located at 3915 East Highland in Jonesboro, is a proud supporter of KLEK, offering detailing on any type of vehicle: basic wash, hand wash, shampoo, interior cleaning, waxing, buffering, headlight restoration, pickup, delivery, and more, with the motto of anything mean we can clean. Details at 870-273-5187. House of Details on Facebook and at klekfm.org.
Hello, I'm Officer Victoria Evans. I have always had a desire to help others in need and to be an example and role model to young women by encouraging them to never give up on their dreams. My dream was to become a police officer and to serve my community. In 2016, that dream became a reality, and it is the most rewarding experience of my life. Now I want to let you know about the same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing every month for patrol officers. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com or at the Police Department, 1001 South Caraway Road. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information is available at 870-935-5657.
KLEK 102.5 FM wants to be active in the community. If you or your organization is hosting a community service event, we would like to know about it and be a part of it. KLEK will promote your event on air, online, and on social media. KLEK personalities may also attend the event and provide music and or entertainment. Certain restrictions and availability may apply. If you or your organization would like to partner with KLEK to make the Jonesboro community a better place, call 870-277-1080 or email us at klek@klekfm.org. In order for a community announcement or church announcement to be aired on KLEK 102.5 FM, we ask that the announcement be sent at minimum 1 week in advance. Thank you for supporting KLEK 102.5 FM.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM with my special guest from the Foundation of Arts. I have Miss Christy Pullum, Mr. Ian Buchanan, and Miss Sametta Jackson Parker. All right, so again, we were talking about some upcoming productions. Doubt opens up
tonight.
So get your tickets and make it a weekend thing. Find a babysitter. Your kids may be just bored or not understand the content, so find a babysitter and make it a date night. All right, or just grab a group of friends and go out and see the production. All right, and then also Saturday at 10 a.m., Sunday at 2 p.m., auditions for Joseph in the Technicolor Coat and Matilda. So let's get into Matilda a little bit and talk about how many positions are open for that.
Whole bunch of lot.
Kids.
Oh, yeah,
kids. A lot of kids.
Classroom full of kids.
A few adults too, though.
So you need the teacher. What was the teacher's name?
The Trunchbull. And of course there was Miss Honey.
Oh yeah.
And then her parents.
And Matilda's parents.
And her brother was kind of older, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
An older brother. Matilda is a show that's very popular right now. You know, about the child that has special abilities that she's picked on and has kind of a hard life, but then ends up using her special abilities to help her teacher and others. So it's a really cool story.
And then she has a little best friend, little girl with a little froggy kind of voice. I don't know.
Lavender.
Lavender, yes.
Lavender. You were close. It was in the family.
Yes. Yeah, there's about, 25 kids probably.
Yeah.
In this show.
If not.
All right, so parents, please consider bringing your kids out to audition for this play as well. All right.
When kids come out for the first time to do these shows, they come in and kind of like, oh, I don't know, but they always, every time, they are absolutely transformed by the experience. You see them just come to life and, become a completely different person. They look like they're just the quietest thing and you wouldn't even notice them to walk by. But as soon as they do a show, it's a whole new world
It's such a neat thing to watch because I don't know about you guys, but there are times when I look at Facebook and TV and listen to the news, and I just think we are so divided, and we put each other in boxes according to what we look like or what we think someone thinks or someone's political affiliation or race or religion, or even kids do that. It happens. It happens in schools all the time, and sometimes a kid sings off key one time, and so all of a sudden they can't sing, or they have a bad day, and so all of a sudden they are in a group that is not as popular, or there's so many ways that we do that to each other and to ourselves. And the FOA is just a place where you can forget all that. You come and you kind of shed that and work on something together, and you forget whatever your preconceived notions were about each other.
Just get on stage and act.
And it happens with kids all the time because they come in thinking they can do one thing, and they walk away knowing that they can do 1,000 other things.
Yeah.
And so it's just a neat miracle to watch.
I forgot, I don't know if I've ever asked this before, but when people come to audition, do they have to bring something prepared, or you give them something to read?
You come as you are. We will teach you a song or a little bit of a song.
Okay.
We may teach you a little bit of a dance. We may give you something to read.
Okay.
In conjunction with someone else, maybe in a scene, maybe it'll just be a monologue, whatever. But you just come as you are. You don't have to prepare anything.
So you all give them what they need.
And don't be intimidated by the fact that Christy just said, "Well, we're going to teach you a song. We're going to teach you a dance." There's a place for everybody in a show. So don't be worried that, well, I don't know if I sing very well, or, because let me tell you, I'm not the world's greatest dancer. In my head, I'm wonderful. I'm like, slay it every day. But I've been to auditions and been like, oh my God, this choreography, why? And I just,
A Christmas story.
absolutely a Christmas story. That was the most embarrassing thing, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm gonna make it work in my favor.
Yes.
So come out anyway, because what we're trying to see is what is the place for you, not how good you are or aren't.
And let me say something about that, because I just had a Christmas story. During a Christmas story audition, all of the guys were separated, and the girls were learning song while the guys were learning dance. And none of us really in the room could really get the choreography. But when we got back into the audition room, we were all supporting each other. Come on, yeah. You did a great job, yeah. And that's what you get.
Absolutely.
You get that support system. It's really as far as my experience with the FOA goes, it's really been a huge ego boost, a huge, believe it or not, I used to have self-esteem issues. And part of what brought me out of that was the encouragement that I got from the FOA. So it's not just being on the stage. It's not just, when I say family and when I say support, that's really what I mean.
Add one other thing to that, and Samantha may be able to add to this, but the directors that we have, we try really hard to put directors in there who are trained in theater or on some level, and are certainly trained to see people's potential.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily what they are bringing currently, but to see how we feel like they could do if they were worked with just a little bit more. That's really that's how we cast. Everybody doesn't bring exactly what is needed to every piece.
Absolutely.
It's that we look and see, wow, I think they could do so and so if we worked with them a little bit, and so that's how we're trying to do with everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, I've had folks come to auditions. My first show directing at FOA was A Raisin in the Sun. where and it was here that I met the lovely Micah Simone. And I was so excited that she came out to audition and she took on the role of Benita. But I want to talk about Walter Lee. I cast, if you didn't see it, or if you did and you were wondering, I cast a married couple to play Ruth and Walter Lee. But it took a lot of coercion to get Garrick Jackson to audition for the role of Walter Lee with his wife Jenica, who's been with the FOA for a while. He was like, I don't know, it's a big role, I don't think I could do it. In his audition, we had to take a pause because everyone was crying after seeing his performance. I mean, I really want him to come back, Garrick, if you're listening, because it was his first show, his first, and to be in a lead role was really huge for him. But I just felt like, I said, I know that if I have a married couple doing this, it's going to come off so much more powerful. And there were so many points where, I mean, he did something, they were on stage rehearsing, and he did something, he brushed her hair back. And I was like, oh my gosh. He was like, she had her hair in her face. And I'm like, I want you to do that. I want you to do that the rest of the show. I mean, because that's what we're looking for, is not just how well you can say lines, but how well can you connect with the other people on stage. It was the same for Akilah and the Bee, the two young ladies that played Akilah and Georgia. And I didn't initially cast Sanaya as Georgia, largely because I thought it was going to be a conflict with her schedule. But the young lady who originally had the part had some conflicts and had to leave the show. And I was like, Sanaya, talked to her mom, do you think she can do it? Oh yeah, she can do it. Well, these girls were best friends. And so I think, again, that was really key to making their friendship on the stage work, that they supported one another so that this young girl could learn the whole script in like 3 nights, basically. She barely had any time to learn it and be off book. But I think it was, a testament to the fact that these girls were already friends, very close friends, before this. And it really played for the show. These kids, that whole group of kids, and we had a lot of newcomers for Akilah, they became a really wonderful and cohesive unit of friends, and it was lovely.
Amazing. Christy Mathis Conway says, some people just need someone to believe in them. What you all are doing is great. It just says, yes, somatic chemistry on stage is everything.
Thank you, Christy.
We're trying to get Christy Mathis Conway
yes,
audition for
absolutely.
The Foundation of Arts.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Her and her husband, Chris.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I want to touch on something I know we talked about in, I guess, one of the first interviews we did about what kids and adults gain from being in a production, even just auditioning, is it carries over, it spills over into their everyday life. Kids can be more successful in school because they're more confident in their ability to do the schoolwork and interact with their fellow students. Adults, it can carry over to their job performance, or their relationships or friendships, whatever. So it's not just about getting on stage, reading some lines, and going home.
And it's not even about necessarily being on stage. Theater is nothing if all we have is actors. Okay. We have sound technicians, lighting technicians, musicians, costumers, people who work backstage, stage directors, and stagehands. And most of that is done by volunteers. I mentioned Garrick Jackson before. He's done some original music for us. He composed some music for Raisin in the Sun and for Akilah and the Bee. And he's worked tech on some of our shows, and he was in our music show this past season. He was one of the musicians in the band. So there's if you're not really a stage person, there's other ways that you can be a part. My daughter is an amazing actress, and she did a lot when she was at Jonesboro High School. But then she got to a point where she's like, I prefer being backstage. And I kept saying, baby, you got to come to the FOA, do a show with Mama. Well, she never got on stage at the foundation, but she really enjoyed helping paint and construct sets and running lights and doing tech for our shows.
We talk a lot about how there's stars on stage, but then there's also stars backstage, and the stars among the cast and crew are so important to putting that story on the stage.
And because it's in me, I have to say, because this is what jumped in my head. Theater, in a lot of ways, or our foundation of arts in a lot of ways mimics the body of Christ when it says there are many parts but one body.
Mm-hmm.
What they're talking about, none of this that we do, the turnaround time of having a show done, the sets, none of that, the productions, none of that could happen without every moving piece functioning together as one body. So you get that sense of bodiness by being a part of the production. I was on stage for 3 productions this year.
I think so.
Tequila and Christmas Story,
Mm-hmm.
but I was backstage for 2 other ones, and then I switched to box office for the other ones. Without each piece of that, the show couldn't run, because if nobody can sell you the tickets, I mean, we're not, if you're not getting your lighting and your sound and stuff, if you're not getting the act, everything, even the directors, we don't see the director and the assistant director during the production, but you see the director and the assistant director during the production because you see their direction. So all of that, many parts, one body.
And that's you all represent what a community should look like, how it should operate, how we in this community of Jonesboro and surrounding areas, if we all see our differences but use those differences to work together.
Absolutely.
What a wonderful place it could be.
Absolutely.
So you all prove that with every production that you put on at the foundation. Everything, we the audience just see this seamless, beautiful
I like how she said that.
You don't see the max case.
Yes.
Sewing on of buttons and sewing into costumes and all of that stuff. Yeah.
It is controlled chaos for
Yes,
sure.
absolutely.
I'm sure there are people that run off stage, exit left, they're taking clothes off.
Oh,
absolutely.
Poor Kay Brianna and Akila, Lord have mercy, she has
so many costume changes.
And so, but a testament to family. She had people on each side of the stage ready to help her put it on. So.
Now, in those cases, I know I'm kind of going sideways here, but in those events, do you try, when it comes to costuming, do you try to be mindful of, okay, let's think ahead of what's next and what's
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
Either what they're wearing could be utilized for the next. Or let's say,
we try to create a situation where whatever you're wearing, especially if there's a lot of costume changes, is easy to get into, easy to get out of. Can we layer it if possible? Whatever we can do to make things run quickly. When we did Beauty and the Beast, we had all these enchanted objects who began as objects and then ended up as people. Yeah. And I sat backstage for the entirety of that show just for Mrs. Potts. I had to go, before the show, help her get into the teapot costume, which, God bless Stacey Johnson. Yes. That costume had to weigh 20 pounds. I know she lost weight during that thing because it was heavy. It was heavy just to carry, and I put her into it, and then when it was time for the transformation, we had less than 2 minutes, and I had 2 actors back there with me, and we were stripping her out of the teapot and putting her into a dress, and of course she had on leotards and things underneath that to facilitate this, because we did that in the stairwell.
Yeah, you don't always get to go down.
Yeah, there's not always time to get back down to the dressing room to change your clothes.
Every show has what we call changers, and they're the people backstage who are, sometimes they're on stage as well, but they're backstage waiting, and you have to rehearse that as well. The costume change.
There's also makeup for the ladies, or
and men,
and the men.
Well, depending on what your role is. So, also, are the people that plan, scene 1, 2, whatever, okay, this color makeup for that, how can we use scene 1 makeup and,
exactly, and that too, we have what's called, everything in theater is almost like building a house. You have plans, and you have what we have, a technical plot, a lighting plot, a costume plot, a makeup plot, and we sit down and we write out, we discuss with the directors what they want things to look like. And again, considering, do they have to change and what's easiest. For Jungle Book, we did masks for all of the animal actors. And that was a very interesting journey for myself, creating masks for about 30 people, and some being a little bit more elaborate than others. We had all these wolves. We had Shere Khan. That was my most fun mask, I think, to make. Baloo, which was my second most fun, because it was fur. Everything that Ian had on was fur. And what was so funny, after everything was done and I was looking at the wolves, I said, oh my gosh, they look like Hal. Someone was like, and someone actually asked,
they did. I didn't even realize that.
Where did you get those masks from, and do they have them in red and black? Because they look like Hal, and I'm like, I didn't even realize it at the time. But it's everything is a plan, and if it's a very involved play with a lot of character makeup, we may even have a set time aside. I know they do it for the ballets for sure, to teach the cast how to put it on, because sometimes there's not enough people to actually dress your face or things like that for a show, or even curl Santa Claus's beard.
Which she did several times.
We have to sit down and talk about this story.
Well,
there's all kinds of stories.
Santa Claus was here. That's all.
Santa Claus was on fleek every night.
Every night.
Oh gosh. I want to say good morning to Ms. Rita Miller and Sheila Hagan. Thank you for joining in. All right, so wonderful production, wonderful volunteers. I mean, this is really warms my heart to hear how people come together for the sake of, putting on a production and making it a wonderful experience for the audience that comes and watches.
One other thing I wanted to throw in is we also are having registration for fall classes right now. And
pull that to the break, because we're getting ready for a break here soon. So registration is coming up. We'll definitely give you the website and how to get in touch with you all. But we're going to go to break. I don't want you to get cut off from saying what you have to say.
No, perfect. Thank you.
So we would definitely wrap up that. And then if you all have any other productions that you can give us insight
we'll give you the rundown for the rest of the season.
All right, so
some exciting stuff coming up.
So if you've ever thought about, acting or volunteering or doing anything, just go out to the Foundation of Arts. I'm sure they'll be happy to have you. They will find a place for you.
Trust me.
Yeah.
No matter your abilities. So anyway, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our discussion with these wonderful individuals from the Foundation of Arts. Please do not go anywhere.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. There is a lot of evidence to show that home ownership is a major factor in the capacity to build lasting, multi-generational wealth. However, there will be times in your life when renting just makes more sense. Here are some smart financial moves to make when renting. The time to work out your budget is before signing a rental agreement, not after. Whether renting or owning your home, no more than 30% of your monthly take-home pay should go to housing and utilities combined. That leaves 70% for food, clothing, transportation, entertainment, miscellaneous expenses, and of course, savings. Before moving in, inquire approximately how much the utilities cost per month and add them to your rent in order to gain a realistic financial picture. Unless your utilities are included in the rent, make sure your name is on the utilities bills, as this will help you establish credit. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by the Gears Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing students with assistance in their academic and career pursuits. Gears Foundation on Facebook, Gears_Inc. on Instagram, and the Gears Foundation at gmail.com.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
IHS BTW Reunion of Classes presents Praise and Pasta Gospel Concert Saturday, August 10th at the Glass Factory, 313 West Huntington Avenue in Jonesboro. Show starts at 1 o'clock p.m. featuring Tara Newman, Elder Catherine Chandler Moore, and Samantha Davis. Special guest artist Jay Danielle. Ticket information eventbrite.com, keyword IHS BTW. Proceeds from this event go to benefit the IHS BTW Reunion of Classes 2020.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
Stark's Auto Plaza at 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard is a proud KLEK supporter, offering luxury pre-owned vehicles sold wholesale to the public. At Stark's, we never say no. 870-203-9980. Details at starksautoplaza.com.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
This portion of KLEK programming can be made possible by your business. Your support will help in educating, entertaining, and empowering the community by supporting local talent, serving the community you love, and providing information on issues you care about from a different perspective. Call 870-203-9951 or visit klekfm.org to learn how we can help connect you more with the community, or visit us at 1411 Franklin Street. KLEK 102.5 Jonesboro, educating, entertaining, and empowering the community.
KLEK 102.5 FM salutes small businesses. Small businesses promote local character and success, keeping money in the local economy, local jobs, entrepreneurship, community well-being, and so much more. Contact us today to learn more on how your small business could be featured on KLEK for as little as $25 per month.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're back with my guest from the Foundation of Arts. Going out of order, Miss Samantha Parker, Mr. Ian Buchanan, Miss Christy Buchanan, Christy Pulliam. Oh my goodness, I'm looking right at it and still got it wrong. All right, so we're going to address a question first before we get back into the registration. Miss Christy Conway asks, are there any predominantly minority productions coming soon? Productions that may be more appealing to Hispanic, African American, or Asian descent, such as Crazy Rich Asians. It would be phenomenal, or Ladies' Choice. All right.
Okay, well, first, just to talk about Crazy Rich Asians and shows like that, one of the things that we have to think about when we're choosing a season is, can we even get the rights? For Crazy Rich Asians and Ladies' Choice, you can't get the rights to put that on a season right now. Those will be released, hopefully, I'm guessing, in years to come. But if it has just come out to the public on some other genre, or even also in theater, there's most of the time you can't. Community theaters aren't offered the rights to that yet. Okay. So that's just a specific answer to some of those specific titles. But like for this season, an African American show, Fences, is offered for this season. And we try to do that every season just because we want something for everyone. That's what we're looking at all the time when you're choosing all the titles in a season. But can I just say this too? Stories are stories on the stage, and they are meant to be told on the stage, especially in theater as that art, by everyone, by all races, by all creeds, by all sexual orientations, by all religions. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're trying so hard to do all the time. Mm-hmm. We absolutely are thrilled to tell stories that feature African Americans and that feature Hispanics and Asians and all different, but we also just want everyone to be on the stage mm-hmm. together. Mm-hmm. And so finding that balance is definitely one of the most important things we do at the FOA for every season.
Can I add to that? One thing about doing the shows is and I'm going back a couple years again. When we did Raising the Sun, that was our first time betting on a show with a heavily one ethnic group cast. And I was mortified. I was excited, but I was like, please, God, absolutely. Let people come out and audition for it. And we had, God bless me, with exactly the right number, and thankfully they were the right people for that show. Again, and it was again the same, a bit of a nail biter for Akila and the Bee. What a plethora of wonderfully talented children coming out. But that first day I was like, oh my gosh, I need an Akila. Wanted to make sure we had the right age and skill level for that. But I like to cast for certain a group that is a wide range of people. You can never tell, just because the show isn't a quote unquote black play doesn't mean that you can't turn things around. And it's been done. I think it was Streetcar Named Desire, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof recently on Broadway. All black cast.
All right, well, I don't want us to run out of time before we get to the registration. We got 2 minutes left, so go ahead and whatever other information you do.
Sure. Well, sometimes it's hard to fit in a show. A show will rehearse 3 times a week at least. Sometimes less, depending on what role you're playing. But a lot of people love to just take classes because you go deeper mm-hmm. into the skill set. Mm-hmm. Shows are about telling stories and using what we have, and that's wonderful. But if you really want to improve your skill set in an area, then it's about the classes. And we've got registrations going on right now for our fall term. It's tap, jazz, ballet. Yeah, I mean, and those are programs that are really cool, and you can schedule it in, as far as a once a week, twice a week kind of thing. And it's not as sporadic as maybe a show rehearsal time. But we also have acting classes. We have adult classes, adult improv right now. Sametta's going to be teaching it in the fall.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be lots of fun. All kinds. And then, of course, our art classes. I hate to, sometimes they get kind of pushed to the side when we're marketing, but our art classes are absolutely beautiful. We have, of course, drawing and painting and for all ages. Just check us out. But I want to bring up one other thing, and it's our tuition waiver program. Okay. We talk about how we want all kinds, but we also want all socioeconomic levels. And we don't want it to preclude you because there's a tuition fee. And so if you go on and download our tuition waiver application, and we'll get you involved on some level, regardless of what you can afford. Okay. Because that does not need to be an issue at the FOA.
And you can get all of that information, classroom, our show information, at foajonesboro.org.
All right. You can also find them on Facebook as well. Oh, I'm sorry, Christy, I forgot to change. My bad. All right, she said, I can't see them. I still have the other picture. I am so sorry. Lord, at least I'm happy that y'all can still hear them. All right, so get registered. Go to their Facebook page, Foundation of Arts.
That picture
find
looks
them,
better than me.
Find their website. Register now. Get involved. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5.